Hello and welcome. This is going to be my first look at the brand new Warhammer 40,000 8th edition Harlequin Codex right here. I just got it today. The release date is today. Don't get any special backhand favours from Games Workshop, so I have to buy everything myself and get it on the same day as everybody else. But that gives me the opportunity of providing you all with an open and honest review and being able to say whatever the hell I want and showing you everything I want to. This book will cost you £20, which is great. What I always say is, you know, codexes that are 100 pages, I personally have always thought that they should be under £25. They shouldn't be the same as all the others, even though the special edition or limited edition, whatever, of this codex still costs the same as the other special edition, still costs £50. So just bear that in mind if you're thinking about getting that edition. I think this book runs you at about 80 pages. So yeah, not a huge codex. Really interesting to see how many pages the Imperial Knight one has, whether it has 80 or whether it has like 104 and they still charge £25 for it. I don't really have a Harlequin army, sorry to say, I meant to say, but I do have some Harlequin models, and I thought I'd buy it for the channel and just so that we can all have a look at it. So I thought I'd just change the camera angle slightly to have a look. So it says, "Fear the laughing god, inside you will find such and such." Obviously made in China again. Let's have a look at the number of pages. 80 pages on the nose. So you get this lovely piece of artwork here. Did Harlequins have a 7th edition codex? I want to say they did, but I can't remember it, and I certainly didn't get it. So there you go, Harlequins, Warriors of the Laughing God. Yeah, obviously printed in 2018. Okay, good. You got the little introduction here. Wow, so you've got some nice Death Guard artwork with the Harlequins. They must be really struggling though, without many rebreathers and, you know, bodysuits and things like that. They must be really struggling with all this decay from the Nurgle. Ghosts of the Webway. Another reason why I got the Webway gate. Fall of the Eldari. Weapons of the Lethal Art. Excellent. The Great Stage. It's quite difficult to sort of see what's happening with that map, that one. The Black Library. Against Araman, I think it is. Harlequin masks. Not many units in this army. Very specialised, probably the hardest to paint. But here we go. So you got the Midnight Sorrow, Veiled Path, Frozen Stars, the Dreaming Shadow, the Soaring Spite, Silent Shroud, the Dance Without End, the Twisted Path, the Shattered Mirage, the Reaper's Mirth, and the Dance of Ages. So this is a bit of a backstory, I think, timeline. There you go, there's Slanesh there, looking pretty awesome. Troop Masters, Troops, Shadow Seers, Death Jesters, Solitaires, Skyweavers, Starweavers and Voidweavers. So yeah, not a huge focus on big heavy support units or, you know, ridiculous. They're quite an elite, fast army. Not many units at all. But yeah, the colour schemes and things, you can really make them very individual. So here's some images and things, probably from the heavy metal team. There you go. So you've got a Starweaver and then a Voidweaver. So Starweaver has this big shuriken cannons on it, and then the Voidweaver has the prismatic cannon, which is a very decent weapon. I've got the Death Jester, I think. What I will be doing, of course, is going through. I'll be reviewing this codex separately in a different video, and I will be going through my Harlequin models and going through reviews of all of them separately too. There's the Webway gate that I just unboxed for you all. Webway Warriors. I don't think there is a Start Collecting set, but if there was, it probably be something like that, but I think that's be £50 a bit too much for just them. But they've got a little selection of models there like they normally do, and then they've got a much larger sort of force there. The masks of war, so you've got masks, different masks, you know, Midnight Sorrow and so on. And now you're into the data sheets. So you've got HQ with a Troop Master, power points cost of a 4. They're very fast moving. Movement 8 inches, excellent ballistic skill, weapon skills of 2+. They're just a bit weak. Weak in the sense of strength and toughness are only 3, but they've got a lot of wounds, 5 wounds, and their saves, even though it says 6+, they do have 4+ invulnerable. So that's the Troop Master. A Shadow Seer, that save is actually 7+, interesting, but has a hollow suit, so 4+ save, so 4+ invulnerable. Again, similar story to the Troop Master. I will be going through all their abilities in full depth once I have the models or just in the reviews. Then you've got troop choice, so you've only got 2 HQs, either the Troop Master or a Shadow Seer. The Shadow Seer looks the more expensive at power level 7. A normal troop contains 5 players and it can include an additional 7 players. So you can have a very odd number of 12 players in a troop. So that's your troop choice. Only one troop choice in this army, and that's just the troop. That sounds really strange, me saying there's one troop choice in the army and it's a troop. Yeah, anyway. Elites, so you've got a Death Jester. He's rocking at a power points cost of a 3. Again, his movement speed is a blisteringly fast 8 inches. Again, he has his 4+ invulnerable, and he's got this Shrieker cannon that pops infantry models by D3 mortal wounds. Pretty nice. Another elite choice, so only 2 elite choices in this army. The Solitaire, power points cost of a 5. Solitaire is blisteringly fast at 12 inches. I mean, crikey, this guy is the Flash, surely. 12-inch movement speed. Again, however, impossible form. 3+ invulnerable. Crazy. Then we're on to fast attack, and you've got a Skyweaver there. It contains 2 Skyweavers, so they're kind of like the larger jet bikes, and they can include an additional 2 or an additional 4. So you can have 6 in one fast attack choice. Their standard loadout is Shuriken cannons and Star Boluses, but they can have a Haywire cannon and a Zephyr Glaive, and yeah, so on. Again, 4+ normal, 4+ invulnerable. Nice that they've actually got the toughness of a Space Marine though. Then you got into heavy support. Only one heavy support in the book, and that's a Void Weaver. A Void Weaver has the Haywire cannon, but you can change it up to the Prismatic cannon, which I probably would suggest you do. But the Haywire does inflict those mortal wounds and can stack mortal wounds. But just one model for the heavy support choice, and that's the Void Weaver. Then for a transport choice, you've got the Star Weaver, so you can have 6 masked infantry models on this thing. It's open topped. It does have a 4+ invulnerable save, and its movement is 16 inches. I forgot to say that about the Void Weaver. Both are 16-inch movements, and both have toughness 5s. And 4+ invulnerables. So you've got the heavy support, which is primary for that big weapon at the front, or the Star Weaver that can move your troops about. Still not the best way. Would have been nice to have some kind of webway gate model. Yeah, they've just released a webway gate, so I'm pretty sure you could use that to spew some of the units out, but this is the main way that you're going to transport your troops and get them into close combat, where this army will excel at. And there we go, just as I said it. You've got a fortification here, or building, webway gate, and it's got all the rules found in the box set itself. So there you go. For the Harlequins, you can use the webway gate. You can use it for the Eldar too, but it's got its own separate data sheet in this codex, which is great. I didn't expect that. So, weapons of the masks. So you've got all the ranged weapons and the melee weapons there. You've got a nice little picture of the Harlequins with some Eldar and Dark Eldar, and a lovely webway gate, and what they've done is they've either put a bit of yellow plastic or some kind of light, which is pretty cool, against Slanesh and all the demonettes. Wayfarers of the Labyrinth, so you've got all the abilities and the different mask forms and what those actually do. Then you've got the stratagems, the Phantasmancy Discipline, the Warlord traits, Enigmas of the Black Library, tactical objectives and points values. Most expensive thing there, it looks like, is only the Shadow Seer at 125 points, or a webway gate. So there you go, and then a little picture there at the back. So that is my first look at the Harlequin Codex. Feels like a decent codex, not the thickest obviously, probably going to be one of the smallest, thinnest codexes around. I think it's smaller than the Custodes one, and I thought that would be quite small, but they did bump up the units. I think Custodes now have probably more units than these do, especially with the advent of the new 40K Forge World book that they're bringing out, that brings the Forge World models into play too. Harlequins, I don't know if they could make, I don't think if it's feasible if they could make bigger, stronger units. I think they work the way they do, as a, you know, a glass sword in a way. Lots of tricks, lots of ways to inflict mortal wounds, a small force that can just, you know, whiz around the field harassing things in close combat. I think that they would work well as an addition to an Eldar force that had bigger, tougher things like a Wraith Knight or Fire Prisms, or, you know, or even they could complement Dark Eldar and their resilience too. I think a mixture of all three would be quite horrific on the battlefield, to be fair. Anyway, that's it for my first look at the Codex Harlequins. Join me in a not too distant future when I review the full Codex. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.